Hey everyone, Coach Investor back to our PayPal video for today. So, in the last couple of days and actually weeks, we've all been talking about insider selling for one reason or another, whether it's Palantir, whether it's SoFi, and now again with PayPal. I don't know why people always post these things, just because it gets and generates a lot of clicks, a lot of views. So let me repeat myself again and again here. A lot of insiders sell for many reasons. They only buy usually for one reason. Now, with regards to PayPal specifically, there was one person that sold the majority of his share. I believe it's $3.6 million worth. So let's have a look. It is this person here, relationship of two issuer, officer Jonathan Auerbach. Now, he sold here aggregate market value $3.6 million. Now, this is also, by the way, RSU compensation. So just so you know, this name here sounded very familiar. And so I did some digging, a quick Google search, and believe it or not, I was right. I knew this name was familiar. So PayPal executive to exit next year. This was announced in August 10, 2023. Jonathan Auerbach, who oversees PayPal's cryptocurrency unit, will move to an advisory role at the end of the year before leaving the company next June. So, no, not surprising at all that someone that is exiting the company is going to sell his shares because, why not? Money is money. Now you know. Now, throughout this video, I'm going to look at PayPal through the lens of valuation metrics with the help of Emir, great account. I'll link it down in the description below. We're going to have a look at the numbers from Black Friday and Cyber Monday shared by the CEO and talk about the big changes that happen inside the company. So if you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not. Really appreciate that. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment to get the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. So let's first start with the announcements of executive leadership changes at PayPal. This was already announced during the earnings call, by the way, by the new CEO, Alex Chriss. So we have three new people joining, or actually having new positions here. Isabel Cruz appointed EVP Chief People Officer. Michelle Gill appointed EVP General Manager Small Business and Financial Services Group. And then Diego Scotti appointed EVP General Manager Consumer Group and Global Marketing and Communications. So with regards to Michelle Gill, this is going to be a newly formed Small Business and Financial Services Group. This is going to be very, very important because I do believe that PayPal, like many other big companies out there that have done some M&As throughout the years, they've got a lot to offer, but sadly, it's not a unified solution. You've got this here, this there, maybe multiple CRM solutions inside the company as well. So there needs to be a lot of reorganization, and I think that's exactly what's happening right now. I'll continue here. We are redesigning PayPal with our customers at the center and creating an environment that unleashes our teams to move with speed and build the best possible products and experiences to meet their needs. I'm excited to welcome world-class leaders to PayPal who believe in our mission and have the expertise to help scale our global business. Now, how do we do such a thing? Well, we need to establish clear accountability on how PayPal serves end-to-end customer needs. The company is establishing three new business units aligned to the customer it serves: consumer, small business, and large enterprise. I know this sounds pretty simple, but it did not happen until now. Maybe that's why we see the underperformance of a huge company like PayPal. Continuing here, Scotty will be accountable for bringing PayPal's breadth of consumer products and services together in a cohesive, integrated, and seamless customer experience and value proposition. It's all about creating that ecosystem with all the products that they offer. We've seen that, for example, I believe it was last year or maybe even 2 years ago with Square's Investors Relations, now Block. Talk about the whole ecosystem, Square, Cash App, Afterpay, Tidal, Bitcoin, and all of that, all in the same ecosystem working together seamlessly. With regards to Gil, that will be accountable for bringing together the ecosystem of products and services that help small business owners run and grow their businesses into a unified offering. Taking the words out of my mouth here. Gil was CFO and then EVP of Consumer Lending and Capital Markets at SoFi. For those of you that own SoFi like myself, familiar face. Now, this change will not happen overnight, so don't expect to see crazy results already by next quarter. I believe 2024 will be a transformative way for PayPal, but we already see some results early on. These changes will take time, but the early on changes will be reflected already probably in Q1, Q2. This is just my opinion. Now, with all of that, cost cuts, streamlining business, this reminds you of another company, right? Meta, for example. Meta, again, was a company that was printing cash for years and years. Suddenly, they shifted that focus for a couple of quarters to huge investments in AI and the metaverse. What happened then? Well, bad timing, changes in the Apple privacy policy, advertising market went down, just bad timing, free cash flow went close to zero. What happened next? Cost cuts, streamlined the business, a couple of quarters later, billions of dollars in free cash flow. And I fully expect PayPal to be the exact same story here. And in the meantime, PayPal keeps on buying shares of their company, $5 billion worth of shares each and every year. So as the stock remains low, they still have enough free cash flow to buy back shares and to return a lot of value to their shareholders. Moving on to valuation. Currently, PayPal trades at 10.8 times forward PE. It's still down close to 18% year to date, has a market cap of just $63 billion. Price per share right now, just under $60. But as you can see, price to earnings, EV to EBITDA, price to sales, price to free cash flow compared to the 5-year mean is still very, very low. I mean, EV to EBITDA in the next 12 months, 8.1 times compared to 23.6 times. Price to sales, 2 times compared to 6.6 times. Then price to free cash flow that was in the last 12 months sits at 19.8 times compared to 34.8 times on this 5-year mean. So yes, still very, very undervalued. Now, I'm going to say this. If you already have a position, for example, whether it's a short or long-term trade, right now we are in a phase of show me what you've got. Now you're going to say, yeah, but if we see one great Q4, then the stock will probably jump 20, 30%. Who knows? Correct. But the stock right now is so undervalued that 20, 30% in the long run doesn't mean much. I mean, if it 2x's, 3x's from here, what's a 20% rise? You'll be more comfortable adding after a great quarter and good guidance for next year than just putting more and more money right now in the stock without having 100% confidence on what the outlook will be for 2024. That's just my opinion. Then moving on here to an experiment Emir did on X, great account, you should definitely follow, especially if you follow PayPal, Palantir and stuff like that. Incredible guy. So he basically did this little experiment here. So he basically said, imagine the following for PayPal: 0 revenue growth through 2027, 0 free cash flow growth through 2027, lowest free cash flow margin they ever had at 18%, 12% WACC, 2% terminal. That's what the stock is currently priced for, which is, of course, a bit lower than what it is today. I mean, $5, $6 lower than it is today, but still, this is how undervalued PayPal is right now. 0 revenue growth until 2027, 0 free cash flow growth until 2027, and this is what you're paying. I mean, we already know right now that this is not true, that revenue growth is more than 0, and free cash flow growth is probably more than 0 as well. So again, risk reward here, I don't really see or know any other company that gives you so much reward for so little risk. There still is risk if execution is not great, if they cannot turn this huge ship around. Yes, that's the risk. But the reward here right now, fundamentally, is the biggest I've ever seen, to be honest. Now, moving on to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we've got some tweets here from Alex Chris on X. So our preliminary PayPal numbers from Thanksgiving Cyber Monday show the impact we have with customers. Processed approximately 400 million transactions, put around $8 million back in customer hands with cashbacks and savings. Cyber Monday was the largest shopping day of the year with approximately $5.8 billion in TPV and 87 million transactions. Continues by saying that Cyber 5 are the most important shopping days of the year for our customers, and our team worked tirelessly to equip small businesses with tools they need to make every sale and give shoppers the opportunity to buy gifts for their family while saving their hard-earned money. He finished off by saying, I know the team is feeling equally as proud as I am of the pivotal role that PayPal plays in the world and the impact we're having in our customers' lives. And this is what investors love to see: transparency. we did not get a lot of transparency in the past with regards to PayPal. They already announced it in the last earnings call. This is going to change. You're going to see a more transparent PayPal moving forward, starting maybe already with some posts on X from the CEO. So that's great to see. Then moving on to the stock itself. Currently, like I said, in the last couple of weeks, I think we've bottomed at $50 or so. On the weekly, we were pretty close to being oversold. On the daily, we were oversold. Right now, that big green candle is from this week over the 20 and the 50-day moving average. The 200-day moving average sits at around $66 or so. Lastly, there is probably resistance that's going to be at $60, which was previous support, might act as a resistance depending on how the market is feeling in the coming days. But stocks like Affirm, Block, PayPal have had some positive momentum in the last couple of days, if not weeks. So keep an eye on that switch towards hate towards fintech, towards love for fintech, maybe in 2024 as interest rates start to come down. So overall, that will be it for this video. Of course, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. Have you been loading up on PayPal shares? Do you hold it? Are you still watching this company? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.